guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on my truck. This is a 1978 Ford F-250. Most of the exterior is original, and then the engine's pretty much stock besides the ACE's fuel injection unit, and some other stuff as you can see. But I'm going to be doing a video on the center console that I made for this today because I had someone ask about that. So you can see right here, this is pretty much it. So it's just a piece, kind of like a, an L. So it's made of 4 pieces. So you got the piece on this side and the piece on that side that are identical. You have this piece here, which is just a square, and then you can cut out for whatever you want. This is a 6.5 inch Rockville speaker, and it's a full size one. It's touching the back there. It's a nice one. And then this is a amp that I got of Amazon. This piece of metal is actually from a locker. I just cut it out, sanded it, and put some stuff on there. But it's like a 250 watt amp, not very much, but it's plenty, and that has Bluetooth with it. It connects to the original radio, so I can still use the original radio. And then I also have the screen that I put right there, and that connects to that, and outputs to the speakers. And then this also has an input into that amp. But let's go through some stuff on how I made this. Alright, so what's holding it together is we have a couple screws in here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. So when you install this, you're going to slide it in from this side. So you kind of got to maneuver it a little bit, but this is going to be attached to this and this here. This piece right here, you're going to have all those 4 screws detached, and you're going to slide this into place, and you can see that's not connected there. Right here is just like a hole for your shifter, and I just kind of measured where I need to have that. I have 2 cup holders here. They're just aluminum cup holders, cheap off of Amazon. And then you can see I have my sub and that up there. So let's go on to some measurements. Alright, so this whole thing is made out of MDF. I used a really thin, it was like a 1/4 inch foam underneath this. That's why it's got that nice kind of plush look to it. This is a just kind of vinyl kind of thing. I also used it for my headliner when I redid that. And so it's just a vinyl I got off of Etsy, and it kind of it looks really nice. It matches the color, and I got it like that for my headliner. I got it perforated for my headliner because that's how it was originally, whenever they put in the sunroof, and I think it looked nice. So let's see, from side to side, these are about 9 inches. There's a little bit of, I think I did them, they're about 9 inches. So 9 inches on that center there, a little under maybe, and that works really nicely. Let's see, from there to there we have about, I think it was like 7 3/4 is what I did. Check real quick. Okay, so it's 7.5 from top to bottom of that. So 7.5 from there to there, and then from the back of here to there, let me check real quick what that is. It's about 11.5 inches from the back of this for this bottom board here. So 11.5 inches there. Then if we go for the full length for this side piece, so that would be from this back right here to over into there. You can see it's squared off right there, and then it just goes off a little bit squared off at the top as well. Let's see if I can get into there. Sorry about the camera work. Let's see how long that is. From front to back, we have about 20 inches on the dot. I would say. Yep, just about 20 inches from very front to the very back. Right. Alright, then from the thickness to here to there, it's about 2 inches, maybe just slightly over. So like maybe like 2 1/8, but 2 inches. Anything will really work for that. But yeah, from the very back to there, you can see it is about 8.5 inches. So that way, if you want to get your angle from there, I believe in the back here, it goes up 2 inches as well. So that little flat spot there is 2 inches. So to that point, from there, it's 8.5 inches. And then of course, from here to here, it's gonna be from this bottom here to there, it's gonna be the same height as this piece in the front. And then let's see how long this is from here to here. So we got 9 inches on that from the point to here to the top point to there. All right, so here's some of the materials you're gonna need. You're gonna need some spray adhesive. This is the one I recommend, and this is one a lot of other people recommend. Works really well. You're gonna need your vinyl, of course, and you can get that off of Etsy like I did. And then this is either 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, just really thin foam that you put under the vinyl. So you spray adhesive this onto the MDF, and then you put this on top of that and then staple it. The other things you're gonna need is you're gonna need MDF, otherwise known as medium density fiberboard. And that's the wood you should make it out of. I would recommend 1/2 inch. That works really well. And I used a 2x4 sheet, and that had plenty and quite a bit left to spare too. The other things you're gonna need a drill to drill some pilot holes for those screws to attach the sides on. And I would not recommend screwing those in with like an impact driver. I would just use a screwdriver to screw those in, so you don't crack the MDF. You're also gonna want a staple gun. I used a Ryobi compression drive staple gun that I have, and I bought it for that, and it's honestly a really great tool. So I use that, and you're gonna want like a knife and some scissors to cut some of this stuff out, so that you can cut it out. So yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, so I think that is about it for the center console. If any of you guys have questions about it, just put them down in the comments, or if you have any other questions about the truck, yeah. So have a good day.